Hi everybody, this is our last video in a series of 3 on kind of the basic and a little bit more advanced skills in Tyler. Today we're going to focus on maintaining assignment types and special marks, adding homework so that parents and students can see it in Portal, backing up your gradebook, and printing individual and class reports. So we're going to jump right into our gradebook. And the first thing we're going to look at is maintaining assignment types. And when I say assignment types, I mean when you're in and adding assignments, that first drop down is the assignment type. So classwork, homework, and so forth. So to maintain our assignment types, we're going to go to the Actions menu, Manage Assignments, and Maintain Assignment Types. So go ahead and click on that. And you'll see here there's a very large list of assignment types. In order to do anything, you'll notice they're all grayed out right now. If you want to edit these, you need to click Edit. And then you'll see that I can enable some of them that have been disabled, like labs. I took away labs for language arts because I didn't really think it fit. You can certainly take anything away. You're not able to add any on your own. You have to choose from this list. You'll notice that these system grade ones are really just for Tyler. You can ignore those, but you can enable learning behaviors if you wanted to, but pretty much just pick and choose what you want to see. Once you're done choosing, you're going to click Apply and then Done. And that'll change that list, I believe, per class. So if you were in science, you could enable the labs, but since I'm in language arts, I took the labs away. So next up is maintaining special marks. You'll notice one of my students right here has a special mark of late, and the way that we're going to customize those is the same way we did maintaining assignment types. So we'll go up to the Actions menu, click Manage Assignments, and go over to Maintain Special Marks. And if you want to edit these, you'll click Edit, and you can pretty much enable or disable what you want. The only one that you cannot disable is missing. This is a Tyler hard-coded one. It's just there. The reason why we added missing work, you'll see missing and missing work, which seem the same. One thing that we noticed with the missing is that if you identify a student's assignment as missing, you can't enter in any points. It's an automatic 0. And for some teachers, they've adopted, the Rick Wormeli philosophy that the bottom 50% of the 100-point scale really skews a student's grade. So a lot of teachers wanted to be able to give half credit even if a student hadn't turned anything in. So that's why we created this missing work. You can still code it as being missing, so the student and parents know that it needs to be turned in, but you can assign points so that it does not drop the grade as much as a 0 would. So pick and choose what you'd like to see. The second part of maintaining your special marks is the operations. You can click inside here. It doesn't look like you can, but you can click inside here and there's a drop-down menu. You can choose to have these special marks actually affect the student's score. So for a student who is absent, you could say, I always want students who are coded as absent to be exempt, meaning that there's no grade whatsoever calculated into their course grade. If you have a student who has a late assignment, maybe you always want to deduct 10%. So if you wanted to do that, you would select %, and then you want to enter in the value that they actually receive, because this is going to be multiplied. So if you want to subtract 10%, you're going to type in 90%. If you want to subtract 30%, you're going to type in 70%. So you want the student to receive 90% of the grade that you give. If you're like me and you don't like using multipliers, if I type in a 9 out of 10, I want the student to receive a 9 out of 10, then you can just change everything to 100%. That means that the student will be given 100% of whatever score they receive. So you just finish going through here and changing all of Whoops, and I see one that I want to change. So then I'm going to click apply again and done. So that's how you maintain your special marks. The next item is adding homework that will actually show up on parent and student portal. And this is pretty cool. If you've looked at the parent portal tour, you know what that looks like. The way that you actually add homework is you can do it as you add a new assignment, or you can do it for a current assignment. So I'm going to add for a current assignment. I'm going to click within, click edit. And then you'll notice if I go down here, next to the objective links tab is the homework on Family Portal. So of course, if you wanted to show up in Portal, you'd have to click for it to show. And then you would state the date that the assignment was given and the date that it's due, because remember, the due date is going to show up on that parent calendar, which is really nice. It's a nice notification to the parents that their child has homework due. The next step is to decide whether you want to use the short description, meaning the title up here, or if you actually want to type in directions. I like this. I like being able to type in directions because if it's on Portal, if a parent sees that the student is missing their work and they want to work on it with them that night, they have a little bit more specific directions than just the title. So I've got my directions in here that are a little bit more specific, and then as I scroll down, I can now add an attachment. So if I have an article that I'm giving to the students or a rubric about the informative piece, I can add that. So you'll click add. I'm going to add the article. I'll call it info article for biography. I'll browse the files. These files do have to be on your computer. They don't seem to work well from Google Drive or Dropbox, so download it to your desktop and then you can just add it in here. Click open. You can see here the title pops up, so I know it's there. I'll click upload and then it'll take me back to the screen, but if I scroll down to the bottom, I can now see the article that I uploaded. And then there's a trash can if I want to get rid of it. And then this shows up in Portal. It shows up on the parents portal and the students portal, and it's a really nice place to house your homework and assignments. So I'll click apply. Always click apply if it's there, and then done. Okay. So the next item I'm going to show you is how to back up your gradebook. So you've been doing all this work, you've been entering assignments, setting up your preferences, putting in homework. So I'm going to show you how to back up your gradebook. Don't forget, our servers have backups of your gradebook, but let's say you went in and edited this assignment and somehow the scores were lost. A backup will help you to retrieve that. The district won't be able to retrieve that because retrieving something from our servers is only if there's like a massive shutdown or something. So if it's just like, oh, I lost the assignment, then you're gonna have to either re-enter it or get it from your backup. So to back up your gradebook, you're going to go to actions, and then you'll notice down here at the bottom it says backup, restore, reset. You're going to choose that first one that says backup gradebook. You'll have a choice to export your backup file, and this is basically like anything you download from the internet that you're going to save. You're going to click save file, click OK. It'll pop up somewhere. Mine pops up here in my downloads file. It might pop up in a screen behind your Firefox window or your internet browser. So I just click save, and you'll notice here it's a bunch of gobbledygook. Tyler understands this. It's code, so you don't have to worry that it doesn't look right. We'll just click File, Save, and then save it somewhere to your folder. After you save it, you might have to click Move To, and then you can choose where you want it to go. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop, click Move, and now I know where it is, and I just saw it pop up back here. So now my gradebook is backed up. Remember, if you make any changes now, it's not going to be quite the same. So let's say I start editing this assignment and I accidentally delete the scores, for the 30 students that I have, and I decide I need to restore it. I'm going to go back into the Actions menu, go to Backup, Restore, Reset, and now go to the second choice, Restore Gradebook from Saved Backup. I'm going to browse. I'm going to find the file that I just saved. It's on my desktop. And I think it's saved under Gradebook. There it is. Click Open. And now I'm going to click Import Saved Backup File. And it's just going to restore. It says Gradebook imported successfully. I'm all done, so I'm going to click Cancel. And if I had lost this, it would be back from my backup file. The last item I'm going to show you how to do for today is progress reports and class reports. To do that, you're going to go to Actions. You'll see that Reports menu pop up. And then you have a few different options. The primary two that I think you'll probably use are your progress report and your class grids. The progress report is set up so that every student appears on his or her own page. So you can send those home and have parents sign them and return them. You can give them, each student, their list of missing assignments. But it's just set up so that each student prints out on its own page. The class grid is that all students show up on one page. So this is more of a teacher report, something that you might want to print for yourself. And then finally, the statistical analysis report. I don't know that you'll get into this. It might be nice to get into once you're feeling better with Tyler, but it is kind of nice because you can look at if all of your students are performing a little bit lower than you expected, you could run a statistical analysis report, and it might show you that all of your students are performing poorly on quizzes, or maybe they're all performing poorly on tests. So it gives you an idea as to why they're performing that way. You can also disaggregate it by free and reduced lunch, ethnic group, and what is the one? Oh, what is the one that I'm forgetting? So to create a progress report, you're going to click on Progress Report. And this is the exact same screen that you'll see for class grid. So I'm just going to show you how to do the progress report. Remember, this one will show up on different pages for students. The other one will just be on one page. So you'll notice here it gives you the date, gives you a report title, which you can change if you want. And then you're going to go into assignment selection. You need to select all of the assignments that you want included in this report. So we're going to select SGT term. Remember, term means trimester, so we want to see trimester 3. And then I always just choose all of the assignment types. That way I don't miss anything. Okay. Then it's defaulted to enroll status with all students currently in your gradebook. And then you can either choose to have a certain percentage display, so students above a 90th, 90% or 50%, or below. You can also do special marks. This is probably what I would use the most as a former middle school teacher, is running off a late assignment or a missing assignment list. So this is special marks. This only works if you're using special marks though. So if you haven't coded any students with those, this report won't work. So I'm going to run a report for any student with 1 or more late assignments. If you wanted to do missing, you'd just choose whichever code you use, but I know I haven't coded anybody as missing, so my report would come up blank if I chose that. You can have some more customizing options down at the bottom. You know, printing grid lines, printing any assignment notes or comments that you've entered. We've been entering comments, so I'm going to add that in. Parent signature line. And this is really nice. You can put in a little message right here. Please sign and return by 3/24 to Ms. DeLockery. And then you'll scroll back up to the top and click Start Report. Just popped up. I'll click on that. And you'll see here that Joaquim's page is here. I think it's only a 1-page report because Yelena doesn't have any assignments coded as late. And there's my message, parent signature line. So I can give this to Joaquim and any other students who had a late special mark. I also like this because If you do a class report, or I mean, really any report, you can save this and you can email it to colleagues if you're, you know, doing that flexible grouping, or if you're, you need to bring a report to an SST meeting. If you want to email the student's case manager, this is great. You can just save it to your desktop and then email it as an attachment. And that is it for creating the class reports. And that brings us to the end for our last and final video. Again, please contact a member of Instructional Services if you still have any questions, and thanks so much.